insights about topical issues that will be reeled out on this platform. The conversations we have here is not to rile up the polity, no. The conversations we have here is to educate ourselves and prefer solutions to the myriad of challenges Nigeria is currently facing. Top of it is insecurity. Second of it is economic stifling. We also need to look into that as well and look for other business opportunities now that Nigeria seems to no longer want to depend on crude oil, although that's the only mainstay. But the world is moving on from crude oil. So what are the other opportunities that Nigeria can divest? What are the natural resources that Nigeria has that it can exploit to actually generate revenue internally? Also, by 2026, the tax reform will go full on, and trust me, Nigerians are already afraid of it. They're unhappy. Some persons are saying that monkey they walk, baboon they chop. All right, monkey they walk, baboon they chop, and as baboon they chop, monkey they suffer. So there are different angles through which Nigerians are looking at it. You're giving money and you're not seeing anything for the money you're giving. We're going to be looking into all of that. Meanwhile, the United States has actually imposed visa bans on Nigerians, obviously based on those who be considered persecuted now because of the alleged country of particular concern and the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. The US is to impose visa bans on Nigerians who persecute based on religious beliefs. Also, earlier today, we read that one of the conditions that the US will give is giving Nigeria is for them to ban the Hisbah police and to ensure that Sharia law is no longer part of Nigeria's policies or practices. Now, that has also set tongue wagging. For our Muslim faithfuls who expect that Sharia law is not, there's nothing wrong with it, they're saying that the US has no right to interfere in our internal dealings and how we govern ourselves, that they have no right to impose that kind of policy on the federal government. They're saying that Hisbah and Sharia law is not meant to be imposed in a country like Nigeria that practices several religions and also several cultures, that you impose Sharia law on northerners when not all northerners are Muslims, and that they think it is unfair and it's imbalanced, especially with the 19 northern states. And if you look at the division of the states, the north has more states than the southern state. So the US is saying that if there's going to be any conversation further on, that the Nigerian government needs to look into this, ban Hisbah police in the north, and also no more Sharia law. They consider Sharia law to be unfair. When I saw that, I already knew that it was not something that a lot of Nigerians were going to take positively. For example, they are saying based on the confirmation today, they did a conclusion report. They gave a comprehensive report on their conclusion in the House. It was quite a lengthy one. They said Washington must keep up the pressure. The policy goal should be twofold. First, work with the Nigerian military to neutralize Boko Haram. Second, the United States should put pressure on President Tinubu to, one, make Sharia law unconstitutional in the 12 northern states where they have been adopted since 2000, and two, disband the various Hisbah groups across northern states seeking to enforce and impose Islamic law on all citizens regardless of their religious identity. Is that something that the president will be able to pull off? That's another thing we're going to be looking into today. Now, the full statement of the joint hearing on the insecurity in Nigerians, they made reference to the fact that there's been a lot of conspiracy and a lot of propaganda from the government in trying to hide the actual state of insecurity in the country. Based on what was held yesterday, which was Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025, based on the briefings with the House Foreign Affairs Committee in discussing the escalating violence and targeted persecution of Christians and moderate Muslims in Nigeria, they gave a comprehensive report and what they consider to be a conclusion that will be given to President Donald Trump of the US. Now, those in attendance include House Appropriations Committee Vice Chair and National Security, Department of State and Related Programs Subcommittee Chairman, and the representative for that is Mario Diaz-Balart. Also, Labor, Health and Human Services, Education and Related Agencies Subcommittee Chairman and Values Action Team, all of them were present. It was quite a lengthy number of persons. So they all gave their own different submissions. For Diaz-Balart, He said that no one should live in fear because of how they worship. Defending religious liberty worldwide is both a moral duty and a vital American interest. And that as chairman of the subcommittee that funds U.S. national security interests and foreign policy priorities, they remain committed to advancing policies that protect the freedom to live according to one's faith without fear. Now, Congressman Adat Holt said the rising violence and targeted persecution of Christians in Nigeria is a crisis that can't be ignored. That throughout his time in Congress, he has worked to protect the most vulnerable, including those whose lives and liberties are threatened simply because of their faith. They also admitted to seeing lots of videos, gory videos of killings in that particular region by these terrorists. Now, a couple of persons have come out to say that not anyone who commits murder and mayhem or creates chaos and anarchy with the name Allahu Akbar is actually practicing Islam. That those are terrorists using the name of Allah to commit terrorism, to commit genocide, that they are not practicing Islam, and that Islam distances itself from such activities. However, the fear and the connotation that anytime these dastardly acts are carried, actually the name is called. So how does one segregate or differentiate that those individuals are not persons carrying out an activity that was portrayed in the Holy Book? Well, remember before I went to leave, I told you that I'll be inviting an imam to give us some exclusive details of what is inside the Quran. When I was in school, we were taught to actually learn the Quran. I schooled in the north, and you'll be so shocked that I can actually read some parts of the Quran. It wasn't something that we were compelled to learn. It was just something that we did, probably because some of my friends were Muslims, and I followed them to the mosque. So obviously, when they're learning the Quran, it was quite exciting. Anything that was different was exciting to learn. So we learned it, and basically the songs that were sung in the mosque, we sang along. So again, you may read or know how to read something without understanding what you're reading, or without even understanding what you can read. So yes, it was fun to read. It was fun to read the Quran. I may not have understood some of the things I was reading out, but because of my friends, I learned how to read some part of it. However, it is not to say that some factors are not related to what is currently going on in the country. Well, we'll be looking into that as well. Now, they also went ahead to say that it is not just intercommunal violence or resource conflict, as many claim, that it's a targeted campaign of religious cleansing. Whether it is Boko Haram, Islamic State West Africa province, or radicalized nomadic Fulani militants, the objective is to drive Christians out of their ancestral lands in the Middle Belt and impose a radical Islamist ideology, as has already happened across the northern states. Most of the House of Rep members had one thing they were saying, connoting the same thing. However, a House of Rep member also included the fact that moderate Muslims who refused to buy into the extremist ideologies of these terrorists were also murdered in the process. And those ones too need to be defended, that they have a right to go about their religious activities without anyone trying to radicalize them or compel them into an ideology that is considered extreme. Okay, we'll be looking into that in the course of the conversation as well. The second thing is a heated debate concerning the life sentencing of Nnamdi Kanu. So, two northern influencers, I'm sure you already know Garba Ahmed, and there's this guy they call, I think Sariki or something on social media. They were mocking Nnamdi Kanu on social media. There are AI pictures displaying Nnamdi Kanu eating akara and pap and bread, or possibly washing a latrine and all of that, going to queue to collect food outside. We've seen several AI pictures. They went on in actually ridiculing Nnamdi Kanu and whatever he stood for. They went ahead to say that they would always fail in their agenda. Well, it is not surprising to know that quite a cross-section of Nigerians, after the life sentencing, applauded what the federal government did, headed by Justice James Omotosho. They are saying that the right thing was done, and because of that, well, you already know as well that what happened afterwards was a polarized conversation. Even those in the southeast who were actually quiet about this also started speaking, and across all religious groups or ethnic groups, everyone had one or two things to say. Some celebrated on social media, and some persons were really devastated by the situation, which everyone was saying they should be calm about it. Well, the situation of Nnamdi Kanu is still ongoing because he has already tendered his appeal. Meanwhile, the Senate has confirmed ex-Chief of Defense Staff Musa as Defense Minister after a 5-hour screening. If you join me during the world news at 6, we talked about it. So yes, we now have a new Defense Minister, and that is Christopher Musa. Now, aside from that, we also heard that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, through Hope Uzodinma, who is in charge of these, let me read it out so that I am not misconstruing or possibly laying over anything. There is a campaign network spearheaded and fully coordinated by Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma. All right, now this is what happened. The president presented a set of luxury vehicles, including a brand new Toyota Land Cruiser Jeep, a Toyota Hilux, and a Hummer bus, to each state coordinator of a new political mobilization structure ahead of the 2027 general elections. Well, this story was obtained on Sahara Reporters today. The vehicles were handed over under the platform known as the Renewed Hope Ambassadors, and the governor in charge of the Renewed Hope Ambassadors is Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State. Now, based on what the whole ambassadorial subcommittee group is all about, is each of the states were told to contribute 1 billion naira to the purse of the Renewed Hope Ambassadors for Ashiwaju's 2027 campaign. That is what one of the sources said. Governor Hope Uzodinma is the Director General, and everything was done under his supervision. APC is an expensive political party. You need money. So each person in that particular team is to contribute 1 billion. Campaign has begun for President Bola Tinubu's 2027 campaign. So you all thinking that whatever it is that is going on in this country is going to derail your president from his political sagacious momentum. The momentum is still ongoing. No, he doesn't have to be the one to carry it on. But some Nigerians have said that it is quite insensitive for him to carry on with this, considering the kidnapping, the insecurity, the economic instability at this point in time in the country, and the poverty bedeviled Nigerians. That is very insensitive of the president to think that this is the time to start off this kind of campaign. Well, we'll be looking into that in the course of the conversation this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce my analyst today, and that is Mr. Elvis Elimihele. Mr. Elvis, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Esther. How is your day?
My day was okay.
Welcome back from the vacation. Look good.
Thank you. Not the hair.
You know, if you like say you know in Nigeria, you do.
Mr. Elvis.
Yes.
Mogbana, Abby.
Yes,
did I get it right?
Yes.
Mogbana Feli. Mogbana Feli.
Serious one. Good evening, our listener. We are here again this evening. Thank you.
Yes. All right. So based on this, some of the stories I've reeled out, where the U.S. is asking the Nigerian government, based on some conditions through which they can work and share counterintelligence with, that they should actually disband HISPA and make sure that Sharia law is no longer part of Nigeria's constitution. And I'm asking you, do you think that is ever going to be possible?
It's going to be a difficult one, Esther. You know, when this Sharia matter began during former President Olusegun Obasanjo's regime. Mm-hmm. And, it started in Zamfara State. Mm-hmm. The then Sinkafi, the senator now, I've forgotten his name. He was the governor then. And Obasanjo just played a blind eyes to it and say Sharia will die a natural death. Mm. They just brought out that Sharia law there, just wanting to use it to destabilize his government. But Obasanjo did not really take it. President Obasanjo did not take it the way they wanted it. Okay. That was actually when this insurgency and all that would have even commenced in Nigeria. But he just played down on it. And we saw that some other states started adopting it in the north, Kano and some other ones. So, and we saw there were some victims. There was this Jangedi that they said he stole a cow or a goat that time, and his hand was cut. They cut off his hand according to Sharia law. So, but since then we have seen that the Sharia law is not really festering the way they wanted it then. Okay. It is being that although it's normal with them, they've been practicing it, but it's not really the way the news came up and the way the intensity was going to be on the government of President Olusegun Obasanjo. But now that the U.S. government has come in and said these things the Sharia law should be disbanded, I don't know how the northern people are going to take it. Okay. Because religion is Islamic religion is their way of life. part of their way of life. Oh, but the insecurity has come now and made it as if their religion is fueling the insecurity and all that. So a situation where U.S. government, because that debate today was very hot, and one of the resolution of that debate was that the Sharia law has to be disbanded, and the Hizbah police too. You know, the Hizbah police is actually the agent, the militant, the police agency of the Sharia law. So I don't know how they are going to take it, but if they actually want peace and they actually trending the line of peace as Nigerians are talking about, I think they should suspend it for a while. Let's see if that is actually going to bring peace to the northern part of Nigeria. Look at the economy of the north. Look at the poverty in the north. Look at the insecurity in the north. Are they happy about it? But if the governors so believe that they are happy about it and they want to resist it, well, we'll see. I think the president has a lot to do too on this matter.
That's very true.
He has a lot to do
on this matter. Another question that arose on the lips of a lot of people is, it took the U.S. to do what it did before decisive measures were taken, action was taken. The former Minister of Defense wouldn't have resigned or asked to leave if all of these measures were not asked for that to happen. The pressure wouldn't also have been on our security agencies, on our security agents. They may have continued to laugh and faff around. Also in the Senate, there are also concerns that they never even tried to address these concerns by Nigerians. Even the Green Chamber was said to be more serious than the Red Chamber, because some of the House of Rep members in the Green Chamber came out to give their own experiences of their constituencies, and they had to speak in that. But in the Red Chamber, it was as if that wasn't even existing. They were literally living isolated, like they're not part of this country, and they acted like their constituents were not telling them that this was what was going on. A couple of persons have said that the Red Chamber has ridiculed what that chamber represents under the leadership of Godswill Akpabio. Do you have that same line of thought?
100%. You see, our politicians are very callous when it comes to matter that relates to you and I, Esther.
Okay.
They are very, very callous. You just made mention of their constituent people who have not been telling them. Do they visit their constituency? Do they even believe in their constituency? That is the problem. These people win election and pack all their families down to Abuja until next 4 years, because they know whether by hook or crook they will get back the ticket, after the election, because election it doesn't reflect the wish of the people in Nigeria. And at the end of the day, they'll tell you go to court, and the judiciary is also to the way of the electoral system. So that's why they come and just make fool of Nigerians electorate. So there was nothing like, the Red Chamber was even aware there was this insecurity in this nation. It's not been discussed. They've never discussed it until Donald Trump weighed in. I mean, the Ted Cruz brought up the matter, and it became an international matter now that is being discussed every part in the world. Before then, why did Nigeria government allow this thing to just lie low? Even we saw the brazen killing in Yewata that attracted the whole world. The president visited Benue State and never got to Yewata. And you see the video was everywhere, but nobody was interested in the suffering of these people. So, something must ignite something one day. That's where we are now. It now took another government to now begin to tell us what is happening in our own country, in a territory that has a president and a commander-in-chief, and have all the paraphernalia of a democratic government. The National Assembly is there and the judiciary is there. None of them ever thought anything was happening in Nigeria. But I'm happy with what is happening now, because conditions are being laid out now. If these conditions are not followed, you know what America can do. They know what it can do. Especially America being led by President Donald Trump. We know what he will do. So I think the ball is now on our court, whether to align with some of these conditions they are giving us, or we are going to tell them no, we are not going to align. If we are not going to align, I'm telling you, Donald Trump will still come. It will come in a different form. But if we align, like what they say, collaboration, in terms of intelligence, in terms of training, in terms of equipment, it will be better. But I pray that the president will just know that he has to align, because it is not all about being in power that matters. It's about the people you are superintending upon. Are they happy?
So based on what the House decided today, the United States has decided it's taking decisive action in response to atrocities and violence against Christians in Nigeria around the world. The at State Department will restrict U.S. visas for those who knowingly direct, authorize, fund, support, or carry out violations of religious freedom. And they say they have a list of names. Now, Nigerians automatically across social media were saying that the president, Wike, Shettima, Akpabio have been banned based on the Christian persecution and violence in Nigeria. In other words, maybe their silence is aiding and abetting what happened. For Shettima, they think maybe because he's a Muslim too, he has not been decisive in handling security. For Akpabio, they feel as a senator, he has not been vehement in condemning it. For the president, they also think he's more political than administering. So they've been mentioning that they are the terrorism financiers because of the nonchalancy towards the insecurity in the country before Trump spoke. And a couple of rhetorics have been flying all around. Their names listed as well as those who were responsible for it. But at this point in time, the supporters of the administration believe that all of the happenings is politically engineered. The certain elements within the north of the northern oligarchs are the ones trying to destabilize Tinubu's administration. Others also believe that this is karma from Jonathan's era, that this is what the APC did against him. In fact, what is happening now may be worse. And they are saying that those who are perpetrating this are persons close to the president. If he has decimated the opposition, then it is obvious that it is those that are in his party that may be sponsoring this. Do you think that's the truth?
Well, first of all, let me say karma law is playing out because Jonathan suffers this humiliation in their hands, and today God has boomeranged it. It's now did and says that they were bully Jonathan out of office that are now suffering it. That's one. Two, it is not too far from me that the president is actually sitting with some of those that are actually pulling down his government. You know what I'm talking about? No more opposition. We almost have one political party now. So anybody that is saying no, this is coming from opposition, it's just mere lies. There are some moles within this government too.
Okay.
Yes, and you know it happened to Jonathan. Jonathan was sitting with some of his ministers and some of his aides.
Yes.
He never knew that they've already sold him out. They've already pulled the rug out of the roof was off and the rain drenched everybody inside the house, and that Jonathan lost that 2015 general election. So we are seeing some of that. But you see, they keep saying President Tinubu is a master strategist and is a good politician. This is the time we actually need him to actually put that prowess before the Nigerians, because so many things are going on. You see the resurgence and how high it is this time, and you see the American is coming in and they are giving conditions. So he has to find a way to meander through all this. Otherwise, what happened in 2015 might happen. Forget about all this ambassadorial, whatever they are laying out now, campaign. People will take your money, definitely. PDP spent money in 2015. They never won the election. So Nigerians are ready. Nigerians are much more aware than where we were in 2015, even now.
But the fact that they're ready, don't you think that somehow fear has been instilled in them? Because the way this political dispensation is, it looks like we must decimate anything in opposition and make sure that we emerge into it. You know that Atiku's close ally has left him, just like you had Valentine Ozigbo leave Peter Obi in the ADC. This is one of the time that the opposition, now being considered as an opposition, which is the ADC, would sit up. Right? But you have close allies leaving at the time that they are needed to strategize. Now, this person, wherever it is going, may read out some of the secrets or information within the ADC that they've been able to build up till now to the opposition, which could be that the person is heading to the APC. So how do we know that the level at which a lot of Nigerians are looking at things, that it may just be deliberate for this administration to come on board in 2027?
Yeah, politicians are good at this backbiting and firing from all missiles, from all angles. The politicians are very good at it, but that's not to say that those who still know what those and believe in the ideology of what they believe in, should also, should push forward their luck. There's no party now at the moment, Esther, that is actually stable in Nigeria. Forget about everybody is going to APC. By the time we get to 2026, when we start talking about primaries, APC will also have its own problem. You will also see that by then, most of this realignment and coalition would have settled down to the extent that we will be hearing more vocal voices coming out from them. Whoever is leaving Atiku now, whoever is leaving ADC or whatever, whoever is coming into ADC or leaving APC or going into APC, forget about it. There is going to be another realignment that is going to come. It's not just going to be APC and PDP in 2027 general election. Some other parties are going to come up.
Nigerians are a political party.
Yes, Nigerians themselves are going to come up. Because Nigerians themselves, you and I, Esther, we are more than a political party.
Obviously.
Yes, we are going to come up. We cannot just allow this to fly. Because if you look at the two political parties now, whether APC or PDP, we are nobody is happy with the two political parties. If you look at the leadership of APC, ADC, who is that person that we don't know there? That we should be happy, when this one came to power, things are going to change. It's a lie. We have seen PDP, APC now for the past 10 years. Are we better off? So Nigerians themselves are going to be a political party come 2026 towards 2027, and that's where we are looking out to. We don't know where that political party that is going to accommodate Nigerians yet, but we know that political party will come. At the last part of 2023, we saw a Labour Party came up because Obi went to Labour Party and Nigerians went to Labour Party. Labour Party did incredibly well. Forget about what Yakub Mahmood came to tell Nigerians. If really we had a country, a functional country as it's supposed to be, Mahmoud is not supposed to be somebody that should be living, moving on Nigerian street freely today. The laws would have taken its course on him, but he got it and went away with it, and he's given a national honor, and now he has been given the biggest one, an ambassadorial position. So you can imagine
Governor Babagana Zulum just raised an alarm, a fresh one, that Boko Haram is regrouping and Islamic State insurgents in the Tumbas area of Lake Chad and the Mandara Hills within the Sambisa forest in the state. He lamented what he called a setback in military operations in the state, saying Boko Haram terrorists were regrouping in the Tumbas water areas on the Lake Chad without resistance by the military to dislodge them. The governors disclosed this in Maiduguri on Friday when the Minister of Defense at the time, former Minister of Defense, Badaru Abubakar, and Chief of Defense Staff then too, including other top military commanders, paid him a visit. You know very well that the northern governors also met recently, where they were saying that they needed, I think we mentioned about,
they said
how much money needed to fight insecurity.
They suspended mining for 6 months.
Exactly. They suspended mining for 6 months. And the question is, are these governors saying that the mining activities in that region, they were not aware of it? Are they telling us that they're not getting proceeds from that mining activity? You can't tell me that somebody comes to a state, residents of the state will tell you that certain persons are mining. Is it from you? And you will send your own paraphernalia security to go visit and check what is going on. So would you say that the mining activities being carried out does not have any state government authentication? Remember that this mining activities carried out, nobody in any other region is enjoying this. These guys get paid into their personal pockets. The miners who are foreigners do their thing and this is our natural resources. So why are they banning mining activity for 6 months, like the mining activity contributes to the state's IGR?
Esther, you know, the northern governors were playing the ostrich. That's just the truth. You see, they never knew that rain they called for will drench them in this manner. And I sympathize with Governor Zulum so much. He's been trying his best, but unfortunately, every effort he made is being thwarted by insecurity. You know, he has tried his best to resettle some of the IDP, built fantastic houses and made the village look comfortable. But you will still see the insurgents coming in again to start burning the villages down and killing the people. So if he's crying out now that we have a new minister of defense,
he has actually always cried out.
Yes, he's
Zulum has always
he always be crying out. But no, what I'm trying to say now, this is recent cry now. It's going to be a litmus test for this new minister of defense. Nigeria applauded this nomination, and now he has been cleared. Nigerians applauded him. Nigerians know that this man actually wants to fight insecurity when he was chief of defense staff. Now he has given a bigger talk to Ghana. Is overseeing the defense ministry now. At least it's going to be one of the policy makers now, not just a theater of war alone.
What about using technology?
No, these are some of the things his ministry is going to be asking for now.
They have, okay.
They are going to start asking for this.
Mr. Elvis, have you looked at the budgets of for security and
defense
in the past?
Over 5 years now, it's taking years. Yes.
Every year it's increased. They always say,
and it's taking the lead.
Exactly. They always say they need to buy weaponized digital gadgets, digital armory, to fight these guys. They always say that. I saw a recent video, one of the soldiers on the battle line, while he was coordinating his men, his gun jammed. So he was telling them, look out, don't let them flank us, and he was adjusting. He kept on adjusting and adjusting. If not the firepower coming from the other side, which is the terrorists, they could have heard him cocking. So you're on the battlefield, you need to be as silent and eerily silent as a lion who is actually monitoring his prey. But you, who's supposed to be a predator, becomes a prey because you are on the battlefield and your gun jams. And if you see the guns, they still look like hunter guns. So where is all the money? Where is it going?
Esther, now
sometimes they go to the battlefield and they're giving one, you know that what do they call that machine that has plenty rifles that will be shooting
among town.
It's no the it's not very big,
yes,
it's not
artillery,
big.
yes,
it's
artillery,
not very big.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
something
yeah.
that one person can hold.
Yeah.
They will roll the only one. Then you will see those other ones, plenty Kalashnikov. You will see them with RPG. How are you supposed to sustain the fight?
Esther, now there's a kind of benefit we are supposed to enjoy from this new Minister of Defense. He has been at the theater of war.
Okay.
One, he has commanded troops, and he has led the armed forces as chief of defense staff, and now he's the minister. So he has seen it all. You understand? So he knew where the lapses are. Probably there are some memo that comes from his office to the Ministry of Defense before now that will like suffer setback. You know, now that he is there, I think he should give such memo a dispatch. You understand? And again, now that we are going to start having collaboration with some of these international communities. Yes. So some of these arms and ammunition are going to be like, oh, we're going to get the best. You know, there was a time the US said they were not going to give us arms to fight Boko Haram during Jonathan's regime. They never sold arms to Nigerians. You knew what played out when Nigeria now shifted to South Africa and we moved in. And you remember, the flight that took the money to South Africa at that time, how it was impounded too again. You know, we have had issues. We've had issues. But now, the US themselves have now come to discover that this insurgency means business in Nigeria. And now they have said, okay, we want to assist. Now that they want to assist, I want the new defense minister now, General Musa, to have a very close collaboration with the American government, especially now that the national security advisor was there. He went to sign some other whatever memos they signed together, agreements they signed. Let them follow it to the letter, because we have seen what the insurgents are branding. Anytime we see them, we know they have much, but they cannot defeat Nigeria if we actually know what we are looking for, especially when this government is ready. If this government is ready to speak the truth, what I keep saying is that it's not those boys that have those guns in the bush that are a problem. Those are ragtag boys. The people who are supplying them the means to remain in the bush is what this government should help Nigerians to also release their name and prosecute them.
Your names, Mr. Elvis, do you know these militants, these extremists, they train in this forest?
Esther, they have the people going to train them.
Do you know that they train, like in Nigeria, in the forest they train?
Yes.
And we cannot utilize silent drones to check out where these guys stay.
I think we are getting to that stage now. By the time we have this support now, we'll get those arms.
So are we saying that all the money that the government channeled to that sector was swindled and diverted to people's personal
the government should look into that.
I would have expected that should be the first port of call by the Red Chamber to investigate the money being given to the defense ministry.
The Red Chambers have never been interested in fighting insecurity in Nigeria. We said it earlier. Now they've never been interested. The biggest issue you should look at, Esther, is that where people sponsor those guys that go to train these people, these sergeants in the bush. Those people that go into that bush to train them, they earn money. People pay them.
Yeah.
They bring in arms through Nigeria borders, where we have customs, where we have all the paramilitary customs and immigration officers. People come in and go into the bush and train these guys, give them arms. People give them food. They eat. People carry drugs. These guys are high on drugs. People give them drugs.
People give them drugs. Supplying them.
Yes. It has become a big racket, a big market.
I'm serious. Tricycle rims, bathroom slippers,
yes,
pots, plastic spoons.
The motorcycle they ride are imported in. They are foil. They are foil.
You know how they do it? They decompartmentalize the tricycle.
Yes, and get it and assemble them in the bush. In the bush.
No, not in the bush.
Okay.
They assemble it in this sack for rice. Then they will put this black something that looks like tire. It's like a wire or something around it. You will just think that it's electric supplies.
You see?
Then food items, gari, beans, rice, ingredients. The Nigerian security personnel at one of the borders in one of the states caught the supplier that was taking it to them. And this has been happening for a very long time. Are we saying that certain persons within the security arm is not protecting these guys?
That is the failure of the government, Esther. If I'm driving from Lagos to my town, Benin, I have over 30 checkpoints on the way. Then who are the people that failed in their responsibility to check how these things get into the bush to meet these insurgents? You see a private person in his car, you say, come and open the boot, bring your papers, line up on the road. But these people get this supply in the bush freely without anybody questioning or anybody checking them. So that is the failure of the government. That's where I'm saying. That's why we are saying that the government have not done their job diligently. They have like paying lip service to this security before now. The American government came in and start waking them up. So these policemen, these military checkpoints that are everywhere in the south, why are they not in the north to check how these things get into the bush and get into the arms of these boys? If these boys are starved for 1 week, if the supply chain is cut off, Esther. If the supply chain is cut off in all these things we mentioned, these boys will be tired in the bush. No food, no drug, no fuel for their motorcycle, no bullet for those AK-47 they brandish. What will keep them in the bush? Why can't that link be looked into and cut and severe it so that you see these boys will be useless? These boys are just there because they get this supply freely and they get themselves whatever. At the time they come into the town and move in girls, they get wives. So what are they coming to look for? If this source is cut off, these boys will come out of the bush. That's the failure of the government. The government ought to look for the financiers and these suppliers, the people that have made this insurgency become a big racket, a big business. Government ought to look for them, arrest them.
Beyond those in Zambeza and the rest, there is now daily kidnapping.
Yes.
Like before, it's something you can count. It happens once in a week or possibly twice or 3 times in a month where you hear major kidnappings. It's a daily activity now. So while Nigerians are battling Boko Haram, ISWAP, extremist groups, when you go to certain areas, you are having kidnapping along the highway. Do you know these terrorists stay in the bush and wait for passers-by? That is road travelers.
Yeah, at randomly. At random.
It's on broad daylight. I saw a video where a couple of travelers on the road had to stop. They told them to stop because the terrorists were in front and they had hijacked a vehicle. Take them into the bush.
You see, the issue is, I was reading a piece where they said in Zamfara state alone, they have over 100 camps of different bandits.
US said we have 32 terrorist groups in Nigeria.
In Zamfara alone. So you now just discover that people just come out now and use this as business because they have arms. That's the failure of the government we keep saying, Esther. No insurgency or insurrection is supposed to defeat any government. Especially when we still have a sitting president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces. What has he been doing with all his commanders?
Yeah.
What have they been doing? How have they made effort to secure Nigerians? So now, if we fail in this very opportunity, I call it opportunity that we are having to have a collaboration with the international community now. If we fail in it, Nigeria may likely turn into Somalia. If we fail in this opportunity. You know why the world is even interested in Nigeria matter? It's because we are too large. This is a large nation. If the war allow Nigeria to go down, no, it means the whole of West Africa will be overrun. No, because where is that part of where is that country in West Africa that can accommodate Nigerian refugee? If people now begin to flee out of Nigeria because of insurgents, That's why the world is even still interested a little bit. Some people will be saying, because of our mineral resources, leave mineral resources. Do you know who is alive that be talking of? He has a mineral. How has even the mineral resources affected your life and my life over the years, Esther? It's just the same people who are even the financiers of the surgeon that are enjoying the mineral resources. Part of the money you are seeing now that is being used to derail Nigeria is also coming from these mineral resources that we have here. This illegal mining, people mining and taking it out and making millions, billions out of it. Is it not the same money that they got from Nigeria that they are now applying to destabilize Nigerians, innocent Nigerians? So forget about it. Whatever mission America has or not, let Nigerians be safe first. Then before we can now begin to talk of the next way forward.
Exactly.
We have to be safe.
In the midst of all this, while this is ongoing, the president is recalibrating for 2027. We're also hearing them using the opportunity with their favorites or party supporters to see how to ensure that the opposition remains deteriorated. However, some persons say that the president is winning in all of this. For example, we can see how a couple of mystic things that were considered mysterious are now being demystified, and that he will actually, wade out of this. He doesn't necessarily need to talk, but he understands what he's doing. He understands the economy. So based on what happened ever since Trump said what he said, the body language of the president and the responses we've been hearing from his aides, has the president been very decisive? Has it been affirmative? Has it been blunt and forthcoming in handling this?
Politicians are very difficult people, Esther. This one that we are talking about, insecurity, the president, we play his role as supposed to play his role as the president. But let me tell you, the role he's playing in securing Nigerians is no more than his interest in coming back in 2027. Do you understand what I'm saying? The president is much more interested in coming back in 2027 than securing you and I. That's why you are saying that movements are being launched now, monies are being released, monies are not even being mentioned that this is what every of these financiers of this movement must bring to the account of the campaign towards 2027. That's to tell you how callous they are. They always, if not because this one became an American issue, this matter would have remained like this to 2027. More of the killings. It's just that America came in, and that's why you see they are now running up and down. They are now, pretending to be running up and down. But this running up and down, Esther, in the next 6 months, we know whether they are genuinely in it or not. Because we cannot allow the 2027 campaign, or because of one person's interest for 2027, to override the population of over 200 million Nigerians. Nigerians must be secured. Nigerians must live a better life. Nigerians must have opportunity to go over their normal businesses, to secure their lives and secure be able to take responsibility for their family. Otherwise, the 2027 election, Esther, do you even know if this insurgents continue, whether Nigerians will be able to come out and vote? So the president must play down on whatever ambition he has towards 2027 and think of how to secure Nigerians first now, before all this one that we are seeing. When he came up, when he made mention of that Hope Uzodinma, I think I saw that about 3 days ago. Yeah. I was like, what is coming up? Hope Uzodinma, okay, he's going to be the ambassador and whatever. They are giving him another. The papers say he has been given another appointment. Is that an appointment? Is his state? How many days does that governor stay in Imo State? He's right there in Abuja. He's right there in Abuja. So did they vote for him to be in Abuja as a governor like ruling them on a proxy? Is that how it's supposed to be? A governor is supposed to be done inside his state and see what his states are going through. Now he's been given, because he's in Abuja with the president, all of them are massaging the ego of the president. He has been given another president.
State because of the insecurity there, right?
That means that is his failure. That is the failure of himself and the government that is giving him more opportunities to get them to power in 2027. Because the very responsibility of the executive arm of government is to secure the people and give them a good welfare. Exactly. So it's a responsibility, constitutional responsibility. So if they fail in it and they are talking about 2027, Nigerians are waiting for them in the trenches.
Well, I don't know anyone right now, but for the past 3 days, Operation Tiger Base, that Tiger Base in Imo State, has been on the lips of everyone. They're complaining there is a slaughterhouse for a lot of young people, Imo youths. They say that anything that happens, they ransack communities, take young boys to that place. You're tortured. That a lot of them are running mad. They're going mental there because no representation, no access to family members. They've been there for years and they are maltreated. A couple of them are already having diseases and infections in their body. A lot of them nobody knows where they are. Family members go there and ask questions and they tell them that, oh, they've been transferred somewhere else. You now go there, they'll tell you nobody of such a name is
Yes.
here. Meanwhile, they are in that particular place. A lot of them have been mused, mutilated, go through a lot of abuses, and there have been calls for that particular base to be shut down. That base has been headed by Hope Uzodimma. There is an assistant commissioner of police in charge of it, and there was also the commissioner of police has said that it's an anti-kidnapping unit. They're responsible for it, but we still see kidnapping and unfortunate situations take place there. And because of that too, the whole unknown gunman situation has come on board. Nnamdi Kanu has been convicted for life, so some of the skirmishes of insecurity recorded there, who is now responsible for it? If the person you claim is the one responsible for it is now being sentenced to life imprisonment. So the question is, why is that happening? In a state that already lives in fear, everywhere is eerily quiet and is already depopulated. The productive youth have left the state and gone to other states or other areas or possibly traveled out of the country. They're calling that place a slaughterhouse.
Yeah, I read something about that base, Esther, and it's
for the past 3 days.
yeah, it's very harrowing. Some of those things I read concerning that base. I don't know why. I mean, such
They
should
said
be
when they just
happening
catch
in
them, they would tag
Nigeria.
them IPOB.
Such should be happening in Nigeria, and it's even happening within the southeastern state where we are talking about freedom for these people. That the big question is, who is actually responsible for this? Who are these people actually giving these people freedom, or they are even emasculating them with so much that they cannot even breathe?
Yeah.
So now that big question now comes, where is the role of Nnamdi Kanu here? What the fight he claimed to fight for his people? Is it being justified now? Now he's even far away in Sokoto.
Exactly.
Now his people are now being hoarded into that base and facing this kind of harrowing experience.
Samonepa
is far away in Finland. It's 7J term.
So who is responsible?
Then the governor is being given a bigger position in Aso Rock to return the president in 2027. The people should find a way to come out and get themselves organized for a protest.
Come out how?
There should be a protest.
A protest?
Yes.
In a state that anybody caught is in
it may not be in Imo State. This protest can. Did we not see release on the Kanu protest in Abuja last time? Let people bring this matter before civil society organization. Let's find a way to see how a protest can be organized, even if it's not in Imo State. Because of these people that are languishing in this base, Esther, some of them are innocent. So many of them are innocent. Let's see how that base can be. We have had Guantanamo Bay that was being run by America somewhere. Sometimes where they have most of the people that 9/11 terrorists, where they house them. Even people still investigated what is going on there. So why can't we investigate what is going on in Nigeria, even in a state in Nigeria? And the government is like being celebrated by the government, by the administration. It's not done. If you are doing this to your people, the same people you feel you are supposed to be protected, you are doing this to them. Innocent souls are being hoarded into that bed. Where is your welfare scheme to your people? There's no welfare reason in that. I mean, there was what you give to somebody, a parent that is the son is in that base and he has no access to him or to him, and the next thing he hears that probably he's even kid, but they are telling him lies that he's not here with us. So I need the people, civil society organization, to come out and help the people of Imo State to investigate that base, who is running it, the government behind it, the people running it, and what is the purpose of that base, and what is the benefit of it to the people of Imo State. We still is it not the same Imo State that the Abia State governor was almost his convoy was attacked 2 days ago? Even in the same Imo State where we have this kind of base where they are saying that they are running after kidnappers and unknown government. Abia State government convoy was attacked on the way to on Monday. Is it not the same Imo State? So where have this base checked? Has it checked the insurgent? I mean, the insecurity in that state?
Worrisome because he just went to visit Nnamdi
He
Kanu.
went to, just went to Sokoto to visit Nnamdi Kanu.
Exactly.
Then by Monday we saw that his pilot scheme was attacked. So the same Sokoto, the same Imo State where people are being hoarded into a base all in the name of we are trying to check insecurity. The insecurity is still festering. That's why I say there should be a protest to actually open up this matter to the world. It may not be that they were the matter of Yewata. People went to start opening it. The Benue State killing. Is it not what led to the matter that it became a mention in U.S. Congress?
They wrote
and they visited. So the Imo indigenes should also speak. They should align with civil society organizations to speak in this matter so that base can be opened up. It can be investigated. People will know what is actually happening there. Are they actually in support of protecting the people, or they are against the people? Or politicians are just holding in people there. They know that these people are going to work against them in 2027 general election. They will not want the institution to just hold them in there and clamp them in so that they will not do what they are supposed to do. These are issues that people should look into, Esther. I'm not saying that you should come and protest and they stop shooting, they open their arms at you. But there are still ways these things can be done. Protest letters can be written to everywhere. Nigeria is already in the radar now. Nigeria is in the radar generally. So any letter that comes out of Nigeria now to any civilized society now, we get attention for investigation. Imo State need to be investigated because of that base, Esther.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
There's a regression in economic activities in that region,
Yes.
Mr. Elvis. It's actually very worrisome. The reason why I say it's worrisome is that you cannot have a situation where states are looking for means to develop. And somehow, I don't know how that region became something that certain elements decided to take advantage of it. If you look at it, some people will say it's a landlocked region. But how come a landlocked region is being heavily militarized? How come a landlocked region, as you say, is a region that is of obvious concern to the administration since Buhari's time? And because of all of this, investment opportunities are just recently picking up. When there is this whole go home and develop, don't be developing outside your region, go home and develop. But even at that, there's a lot of reluctance from potential investors. Is the state governor not concerned about it? Look at Enugu State working decisively in that regard. Look at Abia State working decisively in that regard. And Anambra State as well. So how come Hope, who is supposed to be in his state, in organizing things, resides in Abuja, and this kind of development is taking place? Or Ebonyi as well, where it almost feels like it is, if you're my boy or you're my person, it is what I tell you to do that you do. So how can a region who advocates for good governance have the worst kind of leadership in that place?
You see, this matter started right from the time number 4 became number 1 in Imo State. During the time Hedioha was removed as governor, Imo has never known peace since then. Then the former president, late Buhari, also made matter worse for the whole of Southeast. You remember what he said? A dot in a circle.
He made that statement.
That statement, yes,
statement.
a very dangerous statement to another tribe in this nation, a region in this nation, a dot in a circle. These are the things that gave rise to what we are seeing in the eastern states today. So people now capitalize on it. You know, it's just for you to make a careless statement as a leader in this nation. Remember, fuel subsidy is gone.
Yeah.
Where we are today in it. So if you are a leader and you just make some kind of statement, people pick it. Some people will pick it in the negative angle. Some people will pick it in the positive angle. Some people will even see it as business opportunities. Whatever is going on now in Imo State or around the Southeast, people are benefiting from it. People are making money. These guys, you see, this unknown gunmen or whatever, people arm them. People also take care of them. They have a reason for doing it because some people are feeling intimidated. And they don't want anybody to say, oh, they've come to take over whatever we have known over the years. So they have to protect their own side. The government, that's where the government has to play a role. The government has to come up like an umpire. Not supporting any side, but I want to defend the people who voted me to power, whom I'm here to serve. But unfortunately, we are not seeing the hands of the government.
Well, no,
the governments are backward.
The president has actually, if you present issues to the president, he gives it attention. So is it possible that some of these states have not presented their issues to the president?
Yes, they are not.
I mean, Anambra State Governor Chukwuma Soludo seems to actually have a good relationship and presents his case with the presidency where there is an extension of support somehow. So is it if Hope Uzodinma is a close ally of the president, why has has this issue not been looked into? Because you have most military checkpoints in that axis, and then the axis that is going through heavy insecurity, the checkpoints are very few.
Esther, it depends on who those checkpoints are meant to serve their benefits, their interests.
So their benefits are more served.
Yeah, that if the checkpoints are meant to serve the benefit of the sitting government, they will not see, even if it is reported, they will not see anything wrong with it. And if the governor is saying, oh, this is what we must do to make sure that we retain whatever we are looking for, a blind eye will be thrown at it, Esther. So don't just look at whether the president is close to the president or whatever. It's immaterial. It depends on what the purpose for which those things are put down in that south is to serve. If it is to serve their own, do their bidding, they will not see it as anything. They will not see it as people are suffering through it, because they have a purpose for entrenching it. Nigeria army that are posted here, are they not Nigeria army that are kitted by Nigeria government? Is the president the commander-in-chief of the armed forces? Is he not aware that there are Nigeria army in almost in every kilometer there as checkpoint? He's aware. If he has not called for the disbandment, it means they have a reason for it, and that reason is to do their bidding and serve their purpose. So even if you and I are reporting it, it will pay deaf ears to them. So that's why I say the people must find a way to bypass all the shenanigans around the government and see whether they can reach the international community and reach the civil society organization and to cry out. People made, you see, this Benue matter will not be, Benue Plateau matter will not be an example in Nigeria.
I was coming to that. I'm talking about the economy of the Middle Belt.
Yes.
With a spate of insecurity there, because the situation of the Southeast seems complex until the government is ready to pinpoint what the true problem is and who are the perpetrators of the dastardly act. That is the only time that place can move forward. But for the Middle Belt, they are going through crisis, land grabbing. In fact, it's just call it an existential crisis. All right. Now, in this regard, ever since Nigeria has been designated a country of particular concern, there's been so much attention, basically because of the killings in Yelwata and Plateau State. The economic vibrancy of the Middle Belt has drastically reduced. You're now having people here in the Southwest here have to buy lands for farms. They no longer have to travel or ask their business partners to bring food from those states because it's not working, it's not happening.
Yeah.
How do you see the long-term effect of this?
That's why we are crying about the food insecurity now. Those two, especially Benue State, they pride themselves as the food basket of the nation, and now they are in IDP camp. Even those of them that manage to go to farm, they are kidnapped, or even this is harvest season now. We are hearing of kidnapping now. Even those that manage to farm, they cannot go and reap the proceeds of their farming, which is a very dangerous one. That's what have led to what we are going through now. That's the reason why we say it must not continue. Because if it continues in this manner, I think there was a World Wealth report that day concerning food insecurity in Nigeria.
Yes.
So
that's could lead to famine.
Exactly.
We talked about malnutrition.
Malnutrition and all that.
Proposed for 2026.
2026. That's to tell you that because things are not working as expected, the repercussion is always waiting for us. In another 1 year from now, if things are not managed to a reasonable extent that Nigerians can go over their normal duties, you discover that it will be worse. Because right now, another planting season is coming up by February, March. If this insecurity is not abated to a level that people can go to farm and even be able to manage the farm, maintain it, and harvest, what the World Food Program said that day, we just play out in this nation. Because at the moment, Nigeria don't have that for sustained food to take care of the population. We know we believe in import, so much of importation here. Even the importation, is it going around? Are we finding it easy to feed our household now? So if we need to collaborate and make sure that those people that are sacked from their home, Esther, is the worst. Living your life in IDP camp, go back to their normal ancestral home and go over their normal businesses, which is farming. These people are not looking for government to give them palliative or empowerment in IDP camp. They want to go back and do what they are known for. Markets are closed down in Benue State because people cannot go to farm.
All right, we'll take a very short break, and then when we return, the evening rush continues. Do kindly stay with us.
This December, something glorious is happening. It's time to lift our voices, our hearts, and our hands because hope is alive again. Join Christian Pentecostal Mission International for our annual National Thanksgiving service. Theme: Thanksgiving of Hope. Date: Sunday, December 7th, 2025. Time: 8 a.m. prompt. Venue: Believers Cathedral, 10/12, Latif Salami Street, off Muritala Mohammed International Airport Road, Ajao Estate, Lagos. It's going to be a day of joy, music, and divine encounter. Ministering Reverend Dr. Mercy Ezekiel, General Overseer, and a powerful worship experience with Minister Sinach. Don't just hear about it. Be there. Come with your praise, your gratitude, and your testimony, because this year, hope will dance again. CPM. Jesus Christ is Lord.
Customer, welcome. What do you want buy?
I want buy changeover. Cut fuse and distribution board made of 100% heavy duty copper.
Oh, come, I get them. See, I'm here.
No, now I'm looking for Slatter Star J cut fuse and distribution board, Nipo cut fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel.
But Oga,
don't worry, I know where to get them. Whether na Star J changeover cut fuse, Slatter distribution board, Nipo cut fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel, Star J ceiling fan, sockets, all earthen materials. Make you no go do cover wise pan foolish show. Slatter Star J Indian product na #1 since 1961. Made of 100% heavy duty solid copper with no compromise. Available in all leading electrical shops nationwide. Slatter Star J na you people.
Alrighty, welcome. Thank you for joining us today on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. The Evening Rush continues. Now, looking at the political scenarios unfolding, the APC has announced dates for National Caucus and National Executive Council meetings, and this is in line with Articles 12, subsection 5 and 123 of the APC's party's constitution. The announcement was made today, signed by the party's National Secretary, Senator Ajibola Bashiru. So again, the meeting is to hold on the 15th of December this month. The time is 6 p.m. and obviously it's going to be on the 16th as well to National Executive meeting and National Caucus meeting. So the caucus meeting is for December 15 and the National Executive Council meeting is for December 16. Okay, both different times. For the National Caucus meeting is for 6 p.m. and for the National Executive Council meeting is for 12 noon. Both meetings will be held at the Banquet Hall Presidential Villa. The President, the Vice President, Godswill Akpabio are compelled to be in attendance. Mr. Elvis, despite all the shenanigans, the APC is fully ready for their political campaign. They are not derailing in that. Do we have an opposition?
At the moment, we don't have any opposition.
What are they doing?
Well,
should Nigerians form, Mr. Elvis, let's form our own political party.
We don't have the means. Na money now. We don't get money.
Nigerians will contribute for us.
We don't have the means.
We have favor and grace.
If you can call for the obedient to come as some.
Which obedience? Why would we, anyway? Anybody that wants good governance is an obedient.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Obedient is not tied to one. Yes. So if you and I can promise Nigeria will give them good governance and maybe obedient will come to our rescue.
So which role do you want, president? Me, I go be your vice.
That's the problem we have in this nation, Esther. Before the formation of a political party, people are already saying, this is my position. I need this. If we don't share that greed and say, no, let us first talk about how to secure Nigeria, how to make Nigeria restore its glory, how to make Nigerians be able to live.
Why can't we have that? Is there a way to make politics no financial benefits attached so that we know persons involved truly want to serve?
No. It's difficult, but it's the greed. But we had it before. If you look at parties like UPN of the 1979 to 83, money was not being thrown around in this manner. The manifestos were quite clear, and the ideology of everybody that was in that party was like, oh, this is what we want. We want our children to be able to go to school free.
Okay, let me ask you something. What did Mr. President do, or what did the APC do, that they completely decimated the opposition? Or is the opposition still working underground waiting for 2026?
It is not the APC. It's not as if APC did anything. It is just that the people are greedy.
Which people are greedy?
Nigerians
in the opposition,
even in the opposition who are not cross carpeting, there is just greed. One, Esther, they want to retain their position. All those ones that are elected now want to get back to their position in 2027. Number one. Number two, we are hearing rumor that APC also give them some kind of financial backing for you if you cross carpet and others, even though it has not been proven. Yeah. But we know too well that in every element of rumor there is some truth in it. Yeah. And so we see all the glamour now, even to set up a stadium and all those clothes and all those things that they wear to the stadium. Who is sponsoring them? Who is sponsoring them?
How do we advocate for... See, in my year one, we did almost all the courses. We did psychology, we did behavioral science, we did political science, we did statistics, we did almost all the courses that you can imagine, including education. They made sure they introduced us to all the subjects that has to do with daily existence of human life. And my political science teacher, that man is so amazing, told us in class that Nigerians are the greatest set of persons to govern. They don't have problem.
They don't know at all. We get satisfied easily.
Yes, that they can modify themselves to any condition that they are presented with. That all they require is leadership that has empathy. And what does it mean? Providing basic amenities.
Just needs.
Electricity, good road, housing opportunities, social welfare.
The worst of all now, secure them now. That's the worst.
Now, once you have that on their own, without even relying on government stipends, they can literally work.
Yeah.
They are naturally entrepreneurs. Every region will think of a business idea and develop it. Move to a certain community and say, okay, if they study what is here, they'll try to do something new. Every tribe in this country are ingenious. Why do we have terrible leadership, Mr. Elvis?
It is because of that our ingenuity that led to where we are today. We gave free hands to the people to lead us foolishly because we're not asking questions.
Or the way Nigerians are basically minding their business.
You don't just do that, Esther. Because your child is brilliant in his school, you are not directing him. One day he will just direct himself to a level that he will not bring disgrace. We were too laid back and allowed these people to fool us. How many of them? These people that have turned our lives to where we are today, they are not more than 10,000 Nigeria out of about 200 and something million population. Because we just played blindfold ourselves and say, after all, I'm surviving in my own sphere. Survival of a country does not have to do with sphere, because a country is like a pyramid. If it's good at the top and it's coming down, it becomes worse. It will be affecting you and I. Those at the top, at the top of the pyramid, they don't know what we are suffering at the bottom of it. That's where the problem lies. We gave them too much free hands. By the time we were having all this one, we say, after all, whatever, you go and buy SUV because there is no good road. Oh, when there is no electricity, we go and buy generator. To power our home. So to have money and not putting solar. Then when because there is insecurity now, people are looking for police escort and all that. That was where we missed it. If we were calling for questions, if we were holding our elected leader rulers accountable, Esther, we won't have been taken for a ride too much. We gave them too much of that free hand. At the time we were talking about military must leave politics for civilians. Before that military era, everybody that is in power now, we are part of those that fought the military.
Everyone.
Yes, Tinubu was head of NADEC. Was a senior member in NADECO.
Sure, said that all of that was for
this same Tinubu spokesperson now. What do they call this Babana? Bayo Nanuga. Was a good editor in some of these magazines.
I read up on him and I'm shocked at some of the things I see him do now.
What are you talking about, Esther? Even the story that led to the closure.
He's a mentor to a couple of journalists.
Yes,
renowned journalists.
To some of us. I read him when I was still coming into this profession. So I used to read him. Even the story that led to the closure of Concord then. He was the editor of Concord magazine.
My issue with him, Mr. Elvis, was...
But today, look at where they are.
...is the divisive and ethnic slurs that is being sponsored and supposedly organized by them.
We allow it. If we were a formidable people before now, that rank wouldn't have been broken. We at the time we were fighting the military, nobody was talking of Yoruba, nobody was talking of Hausa, nobody was talking of Christian, nobody was talking of Muslim. Everybody was like, military should go. And if you even look at the bulk of the military leaders, then they were from the north. But we were fighting it. This student union that have become politicized now, everybody who were in school will be closed down because we're saying no, this is not how it's supposed to be. Military regime is an aberration.
I don't think we have student
Today there's no student union, there's no organized labor.
There's
organized labor.
The last one was during Oshomole's time.
Oshomole even did in a political grant to gain
he could shut down the nation.
He was a bargaining thing. He knew he was gaining more than what he was giving to Nigerians. Forget about Oshomole. He was not a sincere leader. The time we have sincere leaders, we talk of people like Michael Modu, who actually fought the colonials to get to where independence where we are today. He never had a home. It was the government that built a home for him. He's from my place.
That was selfless leadership.
Selfless leadership, not the one that you now use to, get yourself into limelight and now become a political leader. But look at Oshomole. That was what Oshomole just did. It was a divide and rule thing. Forget about it. But Nigerians who never knew that time actually supported and say he was doing well. We fought these people. And at the end of the day, we got the democracy. Now the democracy now came in. Instead of what to handle it jealously, have you seen a parent that had childbirth delay? When they give birth to one, they know the way to handle it. We allowed miscreant to hijack the democracy. When the miscreant now hijacked it, they now bring divide and rule. They now began to divide us, religion, ethnicity, and others. At the time we were fighting the military, are the military not stronger than the politician? Did you ever heard of it's an Hausa man, it's an Igbo man, it's a Yoruba man, it's a Christian, it's a Muslim? No way. But when we now go we were now just like, after all, we have gotten it. That's where we are today. We ought to have.
We need to take phone calls very soon. Let's look at from the time of General Olusegun Obasanjo. Then I think after him was Yaradua. After Yaradua was Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. After Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, Buhari.
And now
amongst
Tinubu.
all these presidents, whose administration gave a sense of growth in Nigeria, where we recorded good GDP, our international relations were good, we didn't have insecurity this bad, there was cooperation, ethnicity wasn't that potent. Which administration would you say?
Esther, we still had it very good to Jonathan's time. Let me tell you. This, do you know that Nigeria became an open world? Business began to flow. In 1999 to 2001, when we had GSM. GSM came into Nigeria in 2001, August. 2001, August. That was when Econet first of all launched.
We used to call it Obasanjo's internet.
That singular development that was brought by PDP under Obasanjo turned the trajectory of this nation, both the social life, economic life, and whatever. We started enjoying that. We also saw that Obasanjo also came up and said, no, Nigeria banks, have you heard of bank failure again?
No.
Do you know that people you have some money in the bank before you cannot sleep? Nigerian banks are not strong enough.
Banks will close, your money don't jack.
So Solomon came up and there was a recapitalization. Do you know how many banks now merge? So many went under and now merge. Since that time, you have not heard of bank failure. Esther, I'm telling you of where we are coming from since this democracy came under PDP. I'm not saying they were sent, but we are still getting to where we started getting it badly. There was recapitalization. Nigeria Bank, you cannot, businessmen, even the international community that want to come and invest in Nigeria could now say, we can do business. These banks look strong. We now begin to see them collaborating with us, other stronger bank in the international communities. Then we now move forward to that. We saw Obasanjo now said, no, these refineries are dead. They cannot work. I'm selling them off.
There was an uproar because of that.
Then the next thing we now heard was that they want to remove some job. You know, there are always jobbers around government. Those people that are benefiting from it. We now said dummy. Obasanjo just sold out this refinery because he knew that this refinery will just cash cow to just ruin Nigeria.
I had him advise Yaradua to do the same when he assumed office.
No, it was Yaradua that reversed it. Obasanjo just sold it.
And I'm saying Obasanjo advised Yaradua to actually do that, implement it.
Yes, but when Yaradua came in, They saw the different dummy to Yaradua,
Yeah.
especially these labor organizations.
Yeah.
All these new pen Gansen and whatever. Is it not still the same like they kept telling us now? Oh, Kaduna is working, Port Harcourt is working. Today, where are they? The people, yeah, do you know that Dangote was one of those that bought this refinery before? When they now retrieved it from them, and so they now said no, Yaradua's government came in and said no, they were going to reverse it. They reversed it. That was when the man now went and started thinking of how to set up his own. The one is now that is now delivering Nigeria today. One person's refinery. Even if they said, oh, it's government money, Nigeria government money, whatever, let another person also conceive it. If the government cannot do it, somebody now did it. That means the government is a failure. We now heard that. We saw that even Yaradua, one of the things that give credibility to democratic election, Esther, is good election.
Yes.
If the election is credible, people will naturally just be happy. They say even if he's not doing well, he was our choice. But we are waiting for the next 4 years because they know the credibility of the election will enable them to vote and remove that person that never got it right.
Okay.
So when Yaradua came, he said, no, I know the election that brought me was not a good one. But we have to do something. That was when we started first seeing electoral reform. Justice Uwe's panel was constituted by him and said, what is the problem? Then we now saw that when Yaradua died, President Jonathan took over. Jonathan said, okay, I will still make sure I continue from giving credibility to our electoral system that my late boss started. Jonathan appointed an INEC chairman he never knew, Professor Jega.
Yeah.
He never knew him. And we saw 2011 general election that brought Jonathan into power. How Nigerians he brought card reader. That was when we started having card reader for the first time. We Nigerians were having a credible election and say, oh, if he continue like this, it could be better.
Yes.
Jega election, Nigerians till tomorrow love what he did at that 2011. I'm telling you,
Even
the
though there were some disparities.
normally it is normal in election. It's normal in election. What we know because we're coming from a minority tribe. There are some tribe in Nigeria here that believe that the power belongs to them. We saw some pocket of riot and other. But in 2014, when APC started coming in, we now started seeing the trajectory. We now started seeing propaganda. Everything they spoke against Jonathan, is it not what is happening today? They got power in 2015. The Buhari 8 years, Esther, of this nation ruined this nation completely. Nothing to write home about Buhari's 8 years of governance in Nigeria. Election became failed. 2015 election, 2019 election, and even 2023 election became worse. Economy failed. We became the poverty capital of the world. Then the mantra that made Nigerians to vote for Buhari and say, oh, he's a retired general, he's going to fight insecurity. Insecurity became worse because Buhari and his cohort knew how they opened up the border and brought it. There was no banditry in Nigeria before Buhari's regime. We only had Boko Haram. The banditry that we have today
been dealt with the mercenaries.
And Jonathan brought in mercenaries that we could have that 2015 general election. At least they did that was the called Ground Zero, Sabisa Ground Zero.
They were able to push
them out. And we had the election. There was no polling booth in Nigeria.
If Buhari had continued with that, Boko Haram would have been
exactly decimated. If there was no polling booth in 2015, that election never took place in Nigeria. In spite of the insecurity, Jonathan came and decimated it to a level. But when Buhari came, we saw Buhari open up the flank. All the babu and blood will flow and babu and the man that is junketing now that he has just found a new bride now, Rufai, who was saying that the foreign observers are going to go back with body bags.
Yes.
Nigerians have forgotten all this now. This was when they started laying the foundation for this terrorism and insurgency now that has taken over in Nigeria. The people they brought in, they know them.
They were even paying them.
They know them. They paid them money that they should not be clean. They brought them in to come and destabilize Nigeria because they thought Jonathan was not going to leave power for them. Jonathan led the power. They could not manage it. That's where everything in Nigeria began to sink. A country cannot grow when you have insecurity. Security failed, economy failed, election failed. Everything about Buhari, there's nothing to write home about it. 8 years of Buhari. If it's possible to erase it, Nigeria history, Nigerians should have erased it. That's where we are today, Esther.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Elvis has passionately spoken. Trust me, there are quite a lot of issues I would have wanted us to look into, but time is fast spent and we need to get your reaction. Please, I would implore you to just stick to the conversations that we've had. No insults, no derogatory comments against anybody. It's very vital. We are classy, decent people. We are Nigerians. We're not barbarians and we're not primitive persons, okay? So let's keep our conversation civil. Thank you very much. While you're expressing yourself, be very civil. evil in your utterances. The number to call is 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. The WhatsApp number is 0817 1756338. 0817 1756338. That's the WhatsApp number. Meanwhile, the number for you to call is 080-3692-9933. All right, thank you for being part of the conversation this evening. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Esther, good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Esther, my name is Akpabio. I'm calling you from my papa.
All right, sir. Welcome. You have a good voice. Please go ahead.
Esther, thank you. I thank you, and good evening to your guest.
Yes,
Good evening, sir.
Yes, Esther, you are analyst did justice to the last question you put. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Because under PDP, Esther, I can tell you for free, Nigeria was Eldorado. Believe you me, American president was coming to Nigeria as at that time, not to rescue us, but they are coming to sign bilateral trade with us. Okay, it is only when APC took over, most states, especially Buhari, that is when all these things started. Esther, you ask a question. Buhari is the one who triggered what is happening in the southeast with his utterances. When Buhari won an election and he asked the question about how he is going to treat the whole of Nigeria, Buhari said, in all honesty, there was a people who gave me 95% vote and there was a people who gave me 5% vote. Buhari said, in all honesty, they will not be treated equal under my administration. That is when Nnamdi Kanu joined his agitation. Say, if a president can utter this, that is to say, my people are not included. That is when what gave birth to this agitation that was happening in the southeast. Okay, APC did, and they are still doing a very bad job here in this country. Because I cannot continue with what you are analyzing, because you did justice to it. APC have not done any good. I'm being very honest. Anybody can check it. Under PDP, you can check a 18,000 naira minimum wage. A civil servant build houses, buy cars, feed their household with it. But with 70,000, they cannot feed their children. They can't even buy a bag of rice. But when they are collecting 18,000, they can buy comfortably a bag of rice. Let's not just check that. APC, they are doing a bad job here in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so a couple of you are already complaining about the feedback on the calls, so I'll have to put the phone on. I'll put the phone on the mic so that you can hear what the callers are saying. Hello, good evening. How are you? Sir, good evening. How are you? We do, sir. Thank you so much. What will be your name?
Mine is Rahim from Oshodi Solo.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so more not put everything on top Buhari regime. Everybody know that Buhari regime don't have anything. But when Yaradua die, everything is easy to Jonathan. What thing Yaradua write it down to do? By now, all those many people in Nigeria work. Nothing will remain. Everything cannot be in Lagos. Yaradua bring budget to take work to the federal level to Abuja. So Yaradua have a good plan in Nigeria. So there's things we Jonathan do. He learned the knowledge from Ingoza. So they are working together. Yaradua now continue. So all those things where Jonathan did with him is working from where Yaradua writing. So we won't forget about Yaradua regime. So Yaradua is a good president, and in 6 months he tried to work in Buhari and Ashwaju. Now they never do it. So Yaradua is somebody.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling. Thank you. Yeah, a couple of persons also said Yaradua's administration was also an awesome one.
Yes.
If he had stayed alive.
At least, if not for any other, he tried to bring credibility into our electoral system. It's too important.
Yeah. Hello. Good evening. Hello? Hello, you're live. Good evening. Hello? Okay, I'll pick this person's call on WhatsApp. Hello, you called on WhatsApp. Go ahead and speak. I know you were holding on. Hello? Hello? Okay. Don't know what's going on. I hope the WhatsApp is connected. 08036929933. That's the number. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you? Good evening, ma. How are you, ma? Hey, what's going on with the line now? Ma, your number, your network is very poor. Please, kindly call back, okay? Your network is very poor. 08036929933. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I was saying hello. You were not responding. How are you?
Hello?
I can hear you. What is your name? I can hear you. Go
Hello,
ahead.
Esther, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead, please. What's your name? You're calling.
Okay.
Yes. Go
All
ahead.
right, Esther, I barely hear you. Anyway, good evening, Esther. This is C2 calling from Freetown, Sierra Leone.
All right, Tito, go ahead.
Yes, Esther, I just want to say that the people that is mocking in Nnamdi Kanu, whoever they are, I just want to say that I feel sorry for them. Why wouldn't them, the Northerners that is mocking Nnamdi Kanu, why wouldn't they mock him? Because he exposed what they have been hiding for God knows when. Nnamdi Kanu do expose it without fear or favor. So they have to. Nnamdi Kanu single-handedly destroy Muhammadu Buhari's agenda. We all know these things. We know it. He destroyed Muhammadu Buhari agendas. And then I applaud him and I hate him for that, because that Muhammadu Buhari brought terrorism in Nigeria. Muhammadu Buhari brought terrorism in Nigeria. Everybody knows that. But let me come to your 6 o'clock evening rush. You mentioned something about Tiger Base. We have been saying something about Tiger Base, but people keep blind eyes as if they don't know what is Ola is doing in of killings that Ola and his boys is doing in Tiger Base. Even at a point, Amnesty International have to talk about it, and they have to do the commentary about Tiger Base. But Igbo politicians keep blind eyes, because you know what? Their children are not being adopted and be killed. This guy called Ola, we know all manner of things he has been doing in Imo State. We are aware. The same thing Abakari was doing in Imo State. Judicial killing. This is ethnic cleansing Ola is doing in Imo State. Exactly what Abakari was doing. But who is going to ask him? Who is going to hold him responsible? Nobody. We are going to be writing the international community as we are writing. The same way Lagos governor is demolishing Igbo people's property, and we are writing it and sending it to the proper place. The people that is responsible, that will look after it.
All right, C2, thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you, C2. I appreciate C2's passion. He's very, very passionate with anything that has to do with Southeast. He's very passionate, but we don't promote any form of divisive narrative here. The northern influencers, I think Ahmed Garba, he worked with Buhari, and one guy they call Seriki Abi was popping something. He's a northern influencer. Those were the persons who were celebrating that. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. I can hear you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Please, this is from Blue Street from Bangladesh State.
All right, sir. Welcome.
Hello.
I can hear you. Go ahead. Okay. I think the network. What thing they happen with network today now? Again, what is going on? Network people no cooperate with us this evening. No. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, Oga. Where you there? You there for road?
No, Babu. I'm not on the road.
Oh, okay. Are they here? As if you did drive. All right. Welcome. What's be your name?
My name is Malam Bello Osman.
Malam, how you doing?
Fine. Good evening.
Good evening. Happy New Month.
Yo, the same to you.
All right, go ahead.
Yes. Thank you very much. First of all, let me ask your analyst. He talked about former President Muhammadu Buhari.
Yes.
I know through former President Muhammadu Buhari is one of the most worst presidents so far in the history of this country, but notwithstanding, if you compare the time of former President Muhammadu Buhari with what is happening now, I think in the whole world, if you are to classify the current president with other world leaders today, I think this current president is the worst.
Ew.
Because, yes, let me tell you, he's the worst president so far. If you remember, this government of Ahmed Bola Tinubu is the government of friends food is ready to come and eat. This is what his government stands for. Number one, if you remember, the son of former head of state, Babangida was appointed as one of the this to Bank of Agriculture.
Yes, to be in charge of that.
Yes, almost 3 to 4 months now. Did you see any changes in that sector?
Nope.
So, see, let me tell you, this
maybe he's still learning. He's still learning what to do and still learning to come up. Maybe he's still learning.
Did you hear that boy worked somewhere?
He has never worked
before he was appointed into that sector. No. Then, thank you very much. Then number two, the signal that this current president is sending to the whole world is telling the whole world that he has failed. And yes, he has failed between 2 years. I don't know about now and 2020 to 2027. He nominated former INEC chairman Mahmoud Yakubu to as ambassador. He's telling the whole world that in Nigeria, if you conduct an election this year after 2 years, if the INEC declare you win either wrong or right, he is going to be the next ambassador or a minister. He sent that signal to the whole world now, like this, as I speak to you. Then now, Obi, the former governor of Anambra State, His Excellency Peter Obi, and Surakin Adamawa, they have apology to they have Nigeria apology. They have to apologize to Nigeria now, as I speak, because they brought us where we are today because of their greediness. The former governor of Anambra State wants to become president, and people want to become president. That was why Tinubu find his way to Asoro. If not, if two of them join together, 7 million votes, 6 million votes together, there's no how you can compare 8 to 13. It's not possible. So, inshallah, by the grace of God, they should come together and unite together. Inshallah, come 2027. Let's get these people completely out of Asara because they don't mean well for this country. God bless your management and God bless you too.
Thank you so much, Malam. Thank you so much for calling.
He spoke well.
Malam.
At the moment, we still say Buhari's government is the worst. Until when we finish this administration, 4 years or 8 years, then we can now also judge him completely.
Based on that.
Yes, at the moment, yes.
Hello, Boyerson. Hello? Boyerson. Can you hear me? Boyerson, you can't speak now. I know you've been waiting. Hello? Okay, so I picked a call on WhatsApp. I wanted Malam to be done before I actually respond to that call. Boyerson obviously is not listening all the way.
Hello?
Boyerson, I've been calling your name. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you well. Please go ahead.
I cannot hear you. Good evening, Esther.
Good evening. Welcome.
A belated welcome back to Lagos.
Thank you.
Yeah. I can't hear you properly.
Go ahead.
I can't hear you.
Just go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay. Can I go on?
Yes, you can. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can.
Okay. Thank you very much. This is Boyerson, of course, from Media.
Yeah.
I greet your guests.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, I always salute you when you bring those guests who know the owners, who know what they are doing, who will categorically say it as it is. I always have respect for them.
Thank you, sir.
You see, look at where we are now, just at the crossroad. Is it fair? I've said it severally that this government, the present government, I've not seen this kind of government before. The government that will never do anything for the people. The government that is after a few people, just for them alone. I've not seen it before. Even the successive ones were they were bad, but not as bad as this one now. Okay, just look at INEC. INEC is watching. Look at what is going on now. I heard in the news. Hello?
I can hear you, Boyerson.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I heard in the news that APC, President Tinubu has already, flagged off his campaign. He has bought some vehicles.
Yes.
And the man who is in charge is the governor of Imo State.
Yes.
How callous can these people be? And INEC is there watching. So any other If any other political party does that now, INEC will just, bounce on them. Is it fair? It's not fair now. Eh? So many things are wrong. So many things are going wrong. Just we expect to say, are just turning their eyes the other way around. My brother, let me stop. I agree with you. You've said it all. There's no point saying more and more. God bless all you people, Jerry.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hello, good evening. How are you? Welcome to the program. What's your name?
My name is Chika. Good evening.
Chika, good evening, sir. Welcome. Where you they call from?
From Akpabio.
From Akpabio. All right, please go ahead.
Yeah, welcome back.
Thank you so much, sir.
I greet your guest.
Good evening, sir.
When you leave, your second don't like to pick my call.
No, it's not deliberate, Oga. One lie, it's not deliberate.
Okay, I just want to talk about what our present government is doing. Look at what is happening around, and the Tinubu is buying and doing all these things against 2027. They don't even care to look at what is going on, but they want to come again to destroy this country. I pray that plan will not work for them. That plan will never work for them. Except this our massive, no serious. So they should just leave this country alone, because they are not only entities in this country. They are looking at INEC chairman that just left a month ago. They have appointed this man again. All the money that he acquired, the one that he gave to him that league election, those ones not enough for him. And he has given him what did he want to do for this appointment and let them mock him. Why are them destroy this country? What kind of nonsense is this? Yeah? It's not fair. It's not fair. They should stop all this nonsense and take care of the masses. Yeah? And do they want to destroy this country? Yeah? Look at Finland. Finland didn't do anything. They want to save Nigeria and save the people. What is going on? Which they knew. They knew that this fellow, all these S-men want to destroy them. One land can crash and they want to silence this man. Is it fair?
All right,
I pray
sir.
that God will judge them as they do all these things they are doing.
Thank you so much, sir, for calling. Thank you. Good night. Hello. Good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
How you day? Welcome, oh.
Hello.
I didn't hear you. Good evening. Welcome.
My greetings to you and your guests.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Ikechukwu.
All right. Pastor Ike.
Calling from Yanesash.
All right. Please go ahead very quickly.
I would say that your guests have done justice to all you just raised there.
Thank you, sir.
But the main issue or the main area I would like each and every one of us to give serious attention to is this particular current government, APC government. Whatever, let's stop visiting the government of Yaradua, Goodluck, and Buhari.
So sometimes a comparative analysis helps us understand the trajectory that we're heading into. If you don't do a comparative analysis, you may not be able to exploit the factors that created the imbroglio that we've currently found ourselves in. So you can't say we shouldn't look into that.
Okay, you're right. That is what
that's why history is taught in
where
school.
we are now.
That's why history is taught in school.
Yeah, that's true. But this particular current government now, please, I want to use this medium to call on each and
the sector that nobody would have been able to do it, and that in 2 years that the challenges that he's currently going through, they're even saying it's not fair, because anytime anybody from the south is in charge, the northern oligarchs always want to truncate it. Is that what it is, or could it just be that the body language of the president and certain characters that surrounds the president is what makes a lot of Nigerians uncomfortable with him?
The characters are issues, Esther. You see, if the president gets first-hand information of what Nigerians are actually going through, there's nobody that does not have a heart, Esther. If we close from this office this evening, you get back home, when you are on your bed, sometimes your mind goes back to the whole of your activities throughout the day.
Yeah.
So a president mind will go around the whole 36 states of the nation and the Federal Capital Territory. That is if the president gets direct information about what is actually happening
not just direct,
Nigeria. True, directly, truthful one. But a situation where the president handlers, like his spokesperson, are telling Nigerians what we see, according to our local language here, koro eye, what we see, they'll be bending it. What do you think they'll be telling their boss who appointed them? If they can come out and tell us what we are seeing, they are defending it. That means they tell their boss all is well. And this is even the president that will not come out of Aso Rock and actually feel what the people are feeling. That's where the problem lies. Yes, one of the best policies I still commend them for is this crude dollar to naira sales of crude.
Okay.
That's why we can still see that, he was the one that removed fuel subsidy that brought it to 1,000 naira now. But if that was not removed, by now, we would have been buying for like 1,500. But he was able to now say, okay, let us not begin to sell crude for local consumption for that dollar, whatever. Let it be naira.
You say that's a good policy.
At least it's you cannot see the fuel is sometimes 800, 900, and it's available.
All right. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Esther.
How are you, sir? Welcome.
Hello, good evening.
I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Esther, good evening.
Good evening, sir. I can hear you. If you're calling on WhatsApp, if you may not hear us, but I can hear you.
Good evening to the guests in the studio.
Good evening, sir.
Very brilliant analysis from the guests there.
Thank you, sir.
But I just want to say one thing to the guests and to you, Esther. Personally, I have given up on Nigeria.
Please don't give up.
And the reason I have given up on Nigeria is because when I look at the antecedent of the current president, I mean, it is in this country, it is not in utopia, that we saw Okada riders being dressed in bishop regalias at the National Convention Center. And we were told that these people are bishops. In our very own eyes, Okada riders, arboros in the park, some of them were caught some time ago, and we are even beaten by the crowd.
Yes, in Abuja, yes.
So how do you expect this kind of leader to bring anything good to the nation? How do we, in all honesty, expect that a leader who came to power under this kind of, negative background will bring anything good to the nation? We are not just telling ourselves the truth. Every day we come on air and speak a lot of grammars, thinking that these people are hearing us. They don't hear us. Because Nigerians are really suffering. Everybody, every household you see today that does not have any affiliation with the political class are suffering in this country. Yes. And our leader doesn't care. And they are together in this. Imagine coming up with campaign buses at a time such as this, when people are this Christmas period, families are looking for means for how they are going to end the year. Some are looking on how they can even afford a bag of rice. Our leaders are thinking on how to raise billions, if not trillions, on how to begin early campaign for next year. Does that tell you they have your interests at heart? It doesn't tell us they have their interests at heart. It is still under this APC government that we saw monkey. We were told that monkey swallowed money. As if that was not enough. Snake, after 3 months again, snake swallowed money. What have we not been told by this APC government, Esther? What have we not been told? And today, the only known terrorist in Nigerian space is Nnamdi Kanu, a man who is advocating for equity, fairness, and justice. The government of the day have labeled him a terrorist. In our own eyes, everybody, even some certain segment of the media are justifying it just because it is not their own person. How are we going to move forward as a nation? How do we plan to move forward as a nation?
Thank you.
Do we move forward as a nation in deceit?
Thank you for calling. Okay, please don't give up on Nigeria. Oh. I beg you. Nigeria is our country. Nigeria is my country. For God to make me to be born here. Me too. My wealth is situated here.
Yeah, you
yes,
are right.
because
are
if
right.
if I was not meant to be here, he would have to place me in this country.
I keep telling you that two things brought this massacre of Christians, made it become very pronounced in this administration. Do you know what? The Muslim ticket, and that dressing of Okada rider Agbero as bishop, it belittled that Christianity faith.
It's true.
100%. Nigerians were here. Nigerians were here when we saw them dressed miscreant on the street as bishop. Do you know what they call the office of bishop, Esther?
Hi.
This is a religious body. You just demean it and went and pick miscreant and wear them clothes. So then, I mean, that was when the Christianity race lost it in this administration. That's why you see this massacre came in.
They just came in. Do you know another funny thing? Do you know if the APC had not won this election?
Yes.
And whoever took up was Muslim, do you think this APC would have allowed it?
They will not.
Because I'm
they will not. Even the so-called Boala today now who went back and had be eating his vomit, and all of them that left PDP then because APC then because of they came in with a Muslim ticket. Are they not seeing what is going on? Boala left and said no, this must not fly. Babachi Lawa,
it sent a kind of message. You have a president.
He just believed. That was when he just belittled the Christian race to his feet. And we just allow it because we just want to make peace. The Christians just want to make peace.
Was Tinubu handle economy, Shettima handle security?
It is not done in that way. The Tinubu is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. You don't give him role. The office of the vice president, as far as Nigeria constitution is concerned, is a spare tire.
No, but they can work in tandem.
No. Why nobody should share that role? If the president so he say go and represent me here. It's like a messenger. The vice president office, he has no constitutional role. It is the message the president sends him he goes to. So when he was now like the Tinubu will handle economy and I will handle security. I mean, what are you talking about? This is even somebody that is coming from a state that have been ravaged by insecurity.
And there were talks about him having a link to that.
Yes, now because we saw Kabir Sokoto in Borno State Lodge. Kabir Sokoto that led the Mandala killing in Niger State, Christmas Day Mandala killing.
North, but not necessarily a Muslim, if at all.
Exactly, that was what we were expecting. That was what people like Babachi Lawa and all the big Christian wigs in the north were expecting. Let this thing balance. Why are you constitutionally Nigeria is still recognized as a secular state today? It's not an Islamic nation. Why will you not come and be imposing Muslim? We swallowed it. We saw them wear miscreant bishop regalia. We swallowed it. Then what do you think will be left? They thought that they have taken over Nigeria. That's what led to this mass genocidal attack on Christians.
It is well, Mr. Elvis. It is well. All right, let me read your messages now. Good evening, Esther, it's Mr. Elvis Elimehele. The type of democracy the people that claimed fought against the military are now practicing reminds me of the George Orwell Animal Farm. And I think the 1999 Constitution, which gave so much power to the president, and the monetization of politics weakened our democracy, unions, institutions, and organizations, changed the citizens' mentality and divided us along religious and ethnic lines. I really missed Yaradua from Chief. British made you a Nigerian while God made you Igbo. Yes, I'm a proud Igbo gal. Okay, but then Nigeria is my home. It's my country. What we need to advocate for it. Good evening, Esther and others in the studio. Esther, hear me. Hey, this one is my uncle. He writes my name as if he's my uncle. Let me read it for you. Good evening, Esther and others in the studio. Esther, hear me well. We don't see the way. A president who entered the seat with a Ford school certificate 2 weeks in office. He bought presidential jet, presidential yacht, built a lot of houses for himself and family. Fuel is from 140 to 950 naira. The man has created more hatred into all tribes all over the country. Esther, Nigeria is not one, and Tinubu has nothing to offer to the citizens, traveling from one developed country to another developed country. Thanks, Mr. Fred from Lagos. Mr. Elvis, have you met Tinubu, like personally?
When he was governor of Lagos State.
You met him. What did you feel?
On assignment, and not as a politician. You know, you don't meet you meet politicians on feed. When it's different from when you meet them in their home. So
the divisive politics, is it him or it's his aides or his people?
No, he was not even having that character as Lagos State governor.
That's
he appointed some Igbos into his cabinet. In Lagos, he appointed.
I met this man in 2019. That's why I'm shocked that
he doesn't have that character. I don't know who played this dummy that is playing that, who planned this dummy that is being orchestrated now.
Good evening, Esther and your guest, Solomon Asika from Mushin. It's horrible and terrible of what's going on in Imo State, and there is somebody behind the curtain pulling the strings of evil going on there. I wouldn't be surprised if the name of the person sponsoring this terror in Imo State is not on that list given to the federal government from UAE. The Tiger base is there. The Asari Dokubo boys are there, and these assassins called unknown gunmen are there too. The question is, when did Imo State, the most peaceful state in Nigeria, turn into a killing field? Your guess is as good as mine. During Rocha Sokorocha, we had Minister of Happiness,
Commissioner for Happiness. Yes, now.
It is well. When the purpose of a thing is not known. Good evening, Esther, and your guest. This is Leko from Lagos. What a price we have paid for incompetence, lack of capacity, and low-grade mind people in power. How the mighty have fallen. We are a world laughing stock in the Committee of Nations. A history, culture, pedigree destroyed. It's a shame that Nigeria seems to be a gangster paradise. The worst of us is ruling the best of us. Truly, there is a country. Die from fire. Esther, good evening. I greet your guest. I'm Omega from Lagos. Esther, you see, Nigerian politicians are the problem of this country called Nigeria. It is when we have good leaders who have fear of God that you will see Nigeria work very well. Every system in the country has been compromised. Corruption is the main issue in the country, perhaps INEC. If Nigerian government will go as far as to negotiate with bandits, then you don't need to ask questions. Please don't call them bandits, or they're terrorists. They're not bandits, I beg. They're terrorists. Okay, this person says, they are hearing also Bola was on Nigeria Info today defending his paymaster. Esther, thanks for your job. Nigerian gave it to Bola Woto today on Nigeria Info when he was defending his paymaster. Please bring them to your station for us to fire them. Okay, all right. Good evening, Esther. The only way to have good governance is when we have credible elections. The present caliber of people in government, both arms of government, cannot deliver good governance. Ola from Agbara. All right, Ola. Kelechi Light from Okoko Michael. Peter Obi has said it all. Sad that psychophancy and praise singing have become ways of rewarding mediocres in place of meritocracy. The root of Nigeria's problems lies with those who are manipulating the system to suit their personal needs at the expense of national interest. We have allowed evil and illegality to soar too high heavens for a very long time unchallenged. Why must this generation be fast in losing all forms of ungodliness? We are today doing heinous things and proudly handing over the culture of criminality, wickedness, and shamelessness to our children. The theatricals in our polity have become most nauseating. Good evening, Esther. Good evening to you. Thank you so much for your compliment. Esther Wachuku, please send a powerful message to President Tinubu if he wants his mandate to be a reality in 2027. He should tackle totally with the insurgency and fish out the sponsorship of this terrorist waggling the entire nation. This is Remy from Ejibo. All right, Remy, the president is listening to you. Greetings, VOP family. I don't trust this government. The line is too much. Do we have a vice president in Nigeria? And what is his reaction? Our government is giving us empty promises by Mr. Common Sense. Esther, to be honest, Ola of Tiger Base is on a mission in Imo. The police commissioner Abuki is handicapped. Ola goes on burning people's houses with the excuse of them having people who belong to Umoma gangs. Ola has killed Imo youth more than any criminal gang in Imo State, Umwadi, Lagos. Esther, what would be the fate of Indibo, where Reno Mokri is posted as he's not hiding his hatred to Indibo? Likewise, the FFK in Wadibia, Lagos. In fact,
too many issues.
I think that Imo State one is shocking. They will just catch you. They will just tag you IPOP. They won't even give you any chance. If God save you if you're not shot on the spot. Ha.
Look at ambassadorial lists. just like.
If I play what show already, there's no time for that.
As credible as ambassadors, look at the people that Nigeria is sending out to go and become ambassador to them in other nations.
It's sad.
We have just ridiculed ourselves before the world.
Esther, tell them to invite Trump military to expose them and invade the country and help us focus to end criminal acts. Good evening, Auntie Esther. Concerning the politicians seemingly unaffected by the challenges facing Nigeria, while innocent citizens bear the brunt, many Nigerians feel frustrated and helpless as they struggle with economic hardship. Good evening, VIP crew, fans, and the guests. Please let's not forget that prior to 2023 election, during campaign, the current vice president told us on a national TV that if elected, he would be in charge of security in this nation. Where are we after then till today? Progressive or retrogressive? Until then, we are watching as the planet is listening, Comrade Abraham. Many don't like Obasanjo, but he laid a good foundation for Nigerians' growth. 100%. He gave us good people to continue his work. I wish Jonathan listened to him. Nigeria would not have been there. Wonder from Ushudi. You think Obasanjo did good too? Right? Very
absolutely.
Good. You would have also considered a third-term agenda.
There was not this. There was also this nepotism. Obasanjo, the first bold step he took, he retired all the political military officers. If those ones were in barrack, this democracy by now would have been truncated. He retired them. All of them that have ever handled political position as a military man, he retired them. Who could have done that? Olufala would have had that God to do it. He has been there as a military person, so he knows what it means for you to taste that political position as a military officer, and now you are back to the barrack doing nothing, and we just be deceived and say that we have a civilian government. 6 months he would have been thrown out of office. But he retired them. He sent a strong signal to them that I'm in charge.
All right. Hi, Esther. Good evening. This is Aya from Poland. Tinubu's government makes Buhari look like a saint. Before any drastic economic decisions are made, e.g. substitutes are put in place to cushion the hard impact. Unfortunately, that's not the case. That buying jeeps, what a shame. Over here, when the trains need maintenance, more buses are provided. I fear for Nigeria, but it is well. I grew up in the core north. The Sharia law was a real challenge to we non-Muslims back then. Sharia law was the root cause of insecurity in the north. This group called Jama'atu Ali Sunnah Idwati World Jihad, popularly known as Boko Haram, was created to enforce Sharia law before they fell out with government. John from Ijaniki. Wow. Good evening, Esther. Greetings to your guests. My name is Gabriel from Ikorodu. Esther, I'm from Imo State. Imo used to be the most peaceful state in Nigeria, even my local government area as well, until the coming of Hope Uzodimma. There seems to be a secret plan to flush young men out in the entire East, especially in Imo State. As a concerned citizen, I want to call on all international bodies to conduct investigation in Imo State to unravel mass graves and the unimaginable number of young men that have been wasted since late Buhari came to power with his crony Hope Uzodimma. I'm very sorry for ignorant fellows who blame Nnamdi Kanu for the killings in that region, a man who never ordered for the execution of any Easterner, but turned their attention away from the government of late Muhammadu Buhari that ordered, supervised, and aided the killings. If you go to Imo State now, Mr. Elvis, most of the young men there,
they are out. How do you expect economy to thrive in such state? How do you expect social life? When there is no social life, there is no economy.
Telling you, they've all left. Esther, good evening to your guests. It's a mistake to say there's no opposition in Nigeria presently. APC will not be able to contain the upcoming opposition of Nigerians using a platform. That platform may seem not viable, but that's where we're going. Honestly, you'll be surprised. We hate APC. Sarafadin Ajao. Okay. I'm happy to hear your voice again. Welcome, Madam Esther. Thank you. You didn't put your name. Good evening, Esther. Buhari will not be me who say that one. Seems you came back refreshed. Been always loving the show even more since you were back from your leave. Been listening to radio for over 25 freaking years. And I will tell you for free that you have the sweetest sugary voice on radio. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Now
yes,
that's some what do you call that kind of thing? Some wooing with words.
Yes,
if you're old school, you understand.
OAP queen.
Thank you very much. That was nice. Okay, I'm not going to read this. I told you don't insult anybody. Obed Oji, if you like that caller's voice, then you will as well like the voice of Solomon Ufam. Yes, such a voice is termed radio voice for men. Sometimes when my son talks, I would feel like asking him to go for audition for Media House presentation for broadcasting. Really? Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Obed. Thank you. God bless you. All right. Thank you so much, Obed. Esther, good evening and greetings to your guests. GVT Hope Uzodinma is already in his second tenure, even though we know how he came into power. One would have thought that being closer to the center and the presidency would have given his administration in Imo State an edge to stand out in terms of infrastructure, development, and co. But the reverse is the case. Hence, this is the excuses the governors whom cross-capited gave after going to APC. Desmond Ugochukwu from Egbeda. Good evening, Esther and the guests. Nigeria will defeat insecurity no matter how the saboteurs trying to create panic and fear. Just support the government and play your part as a citizen. Ima, all right. Good evening, Esther. Obasanjo remains the best president from 1999 till date. Your analyst has mentioned two, GSM and economic capital base, which capture the liquidation of banks. Again, as far as foreign policy is concerned, Obasanjo achieved tremendously. In 1978, American President Jimmy Carter and George W. Bush in 2003. APC is a fraud. They only hijacked power from PDP. They never prepared for governance. The current administration is worse than Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible. Right, Mr. Oshibajo Comrade G from Lagos. Good evening, Esther. Good evening to you too. And your guest, Esther. APC seems to be the worst thing that has happened to Nigeria in a very long time, and it's quite unfortunate we found ourselves in this mess. May God help Nigerians. Online chief from Ayobo. Good evening, Esther and Mr. Elvis. The current government has completely run this nation aground. Poverty is everywhere. Transportation costs have skyrocketed. Accommodation is no longer affordable. And all we hear are propaganda and lies to defend their failed and unredeemable economic policies. Okay, good evening, Esther. Osage Enahoro from Otta. Nigeria urgently needs military help from international organizations such as the US Army and NATO to smoke out these terrorists, bandits and kidnappers, and those who sponsor them should be arrested and be jailed for life imprisonment. All right, thank you very much. Good evening, voice of the people, home and abroad. Esther, my queen, and I guess I salute you. My name is Benga David from Lagos. Esther, no matter what we say here, Tinubu is desperate for power. If the whole Nigerians died in the hand of this terrorist, what matters to Tinubu is 2027. Where is the small boy that was shouting around that his father is the best president in Nigeria? Tinubu is doing everything to please Fulani because of 2027. I'm a real man from Ondo State. I thought that Tinubu is Jagaban until now. Good evening, Esther. Welcome back. Greetings to your guest. Why is government not talking about returning those in IDP camps to their homes? Are they going to be refugees for life in their own country? This is inhumane. Sunday Tedun Jaye from Songwota. All right, Sunday. Good evening, Esther. Welcome back. My take it on the country, on the early campaign amidst the gross unrest in the country. All right, this is quite lengthy. However, I think I get you. Good evening, Esther. Bouger from Benin. As long as the FG is not willing to end the insurgency in Nigeria, the new minister cannot do otherwise. The body language of the FG has shown that they are in secret agreement with these miscreants. Esther, good evening. This is Master Po. Last year, a teacher who was lucky to escape the kidnap of Boko Haram told us that in Sambisa Forest, there is standby electricity supply non-stop. And from period to period, the Red Cross organization supplied them goods in the forest. I thought that Red Cross is an international organization. I am confused. You remember the whole thing about USAID? This was the reason why Trump actually said they were not going to continue with funds. That these persons were directly funding these guys. Now, for Red Cross, they claim that their own is for humanity. Whether you're Boko Haram or not, they cannot see you in need and not assist you. I think that was why the whole thing about USAID and the funding, this was basically what they were talking about. Good evening, Esther. You people should stop disturbing yourself over this insecurity problem. Take a look at it from all angles. You will see that government hand is in it. Good evening to you, Esther. Good evening to your guests in the studio. My worry now is that when the battle against the insurgency is over, what happens to the weapons in people's custody? People with the weapons might take into armed robbery. All the illegally obtained ammunition should be withdrawn from those criminals. This is from Solomon. Good evening, Esther Machukwan, your guest. We all know that all Muslims are not terrorists, but all terrorists are Muslims. This is a known fact all over the world. Kingsley Iwala from Surilere. All Muslims are not terrorists, but all terrorists claim to be Muslims. Because I don't want to use that word, are Muslims. They claim to be Muslims. I think they use that religion to perpetuate evil. It doesn't make sense. All right. Good evening, Esther and the guest in the studio. I'm very optimistic we're going to win this war. I can sense some commitment from the side of the government. I pray the present minister sustains the tempo. Louis from Suriname. Final caller for this evening. What is your name? Hello? Hello? All right, I'll take a final call. We've actually exhausted our time. 08036929933. I tried to take most of the messages this evening. 08036929933. Final caller this evening. What's your name?
Hello?
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Mr. Oscar.
Go ahead, Oscar.
Yes, I greet my brother, Mr. Evie.
Good evening,
Thank
sir.
you.
You see, insecurity in Nigeria is becoming a nightmare. I've had people who have listened to opinions and views and comments. What I understand is it's going to be a collective effort. But if it's not a collective effort, we should support America. Those patriotic Nigeria should support America. I see America is trying to pass a resolution so that due process will be observed. So that the government of the president of the United States will assent to their due process. When the due process is observed, concern Nigeria, interested Nigeria, those who want a better country, we should all support them. Thank you.
All right, thank you
you.
very much for calling. Mr. Elvis, in a few seconds, final take.
Esther, we'll continue talking, but we should be talking more about getting our electoral processes, scrutinized, electoral reform, so that we'll have credible election. Then this ragtag that call themselves politicians, we'll be able to wait for them every 4 years and be able to remove those that did not do the bidding of the people. If the electoral system is scrutinized and is clear enough that can give credible and fair election, nobody will head us hostage as we are now.
That's
So
very
we must
true.
call for electoral reform.
Mr. Elvis, thank you so much. We had quite an intellectually edifying conversation this evening. I
Thank you,
sincerely
Esther.
appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, I do hope that you had a great evening, and we had a logical conversation, and recommendations were given. I hope the government is paying attention. That's what our job is here, to highlight these inconsistencies in governance and highlight the myriad of challenges that Nigeria is facing, so that those who are there would remember that they are there to serve and not there to be served. My name is Esther Wachko. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Just stay with us. We'll continue to give you updates, content that is worth engaging. Good night.